Tennessee's wild side, broadcast for nearly 2 decades, was originally created through a vision of the Jackson Foundation. The foundation remains a supportive partner in the mission to educate viewers about wildlife, natural resources, and opportunities for outdoor adventure. Tennessee's Wild Side is produced in association with Rockwater TV.
Rare creatures like the endangered land snail in Sherwood Forest are not easy to find, and in fact, most of the animals living in our forests instinctively remain elusive as part of their survival. But the many trail cameras on Chestnut Mountain give us more than just a glimpse of wildlife in their natural setting. A conservationist and former intern for the Nature Conservancy was on the front line, putting those cameras in place.
We were just starting a project to kind of inventory the wildlife species that were at Chestnut Mountain, and decided that wildlife cameras would be a really great way to get kind of a broad idea of what was out there and, give us the ability to monitor different habitats in different locations and at all times of day. My role as an intern was to help to deploy these cameras and to choose locations for them. And that meant that we had to pay close attention to the particular features of the landscape where we were going to place these cameras. So when I was out there walking around in the forest trying to find spots where I wanted to place these cameras, I was looking for tracks or scat, or I was looking for good food sources or potential water sources, or a good burrow or den location. Maybe, a fallen tree that could act as a good shelter. We deployed about 30 cameras, and some of them we left in the same locations for long time periods. And that gives us some really interesting and important data. Deploying these cameras was a really great opportunity for me as a young student and intern who was learning about wildlife to really pay attention and observe the landscape around me and think about how wildlife might use that landscape, and then deploy cameras and in a way be able to test my ideas and come back later, get the SD card out of the camera and see who is using this hole, or maybe what creatures are spending time at this creek or this pond, or is some animal taking shelter under this fallen tree. The river otter coming out of the hole is one of my favorite things. We just found this hole, and I love to walk around outside and find little spots that I think look like a great burrow or a great den and say, oh my gosh, that looks like a great place to live. I would definitely live there. So I'm gonna put a camera on it. And so we put a camera on it, not knowing what was living there or even if anything was still living there, and come back a month later, get the SD card, and there is a river otter coming in and out every day. It was so cute. It was so cute. It would come out and it would stretch and it would yawn, and it was just so fun to watch. And I love sharing those videos, especially with people. People get excited about all wildlife. People love wildlife, and they find it really inspiring to watch these creatures living their lives, and we don't normally get to see that. We watched that otter come in and out of that hole many, many times, and then a few months later, we never see it again. And then we start seeing raccoons and chipmunks and other animals using that hole. We capture a lot of photos and videos of bobcats, and it's interesting because When you're out at Chestnut Mountain yourself, you never see a bobcat. They're very elusive. They just are really good at hiding. And you'll see shots of a horde of hogs just coming through with all of their babies, and you can just see how quickly and much they're able to reproduce and how the population can really quickly get out of hand. You know, we see the evidence of how much they're causing real harm and damage. I enjoy watching them all the same on the videos, but at the same time, we're collecting data on this species as an invasive species and thinking about how we're going to manage that. So the key objectives of this project were to inventory what animals and wildlife are out there and to gain some really neat videos and imagery to engage with the public, to share with people, and hopefully to inspire them and to get them excited about wildlife and to show them the lives of these creatures that we don't really get to intimately connect with on a day-to-day basis, but that we do have an intimate connection to, as wildlife are critical to keeping our ecosystems functional and therefore keeping our planet healthy and us alive.
Tennessee's Wildside has been a presentation of the Jackson Foundation in association with Rockwater TV.